take your favorite teacher to lunch then. Actually, we are here for the purpose of honoring a very special individual and celebrating an individual. But we'll talk more about that later. Let's just get into some of the housekeeping things.
Yes.
Now, as you notice, I am speaking English. Actually, my notes say after that applause, but I guess it is. We do have a time limit, believe it or not. Actually, we have to be out of here in 45 minutes. And if I were to speak Spanish, we would be here the rest of the afternoon and into the evening, all right? So, those of you who have been involved in the planning process, can everyone hear me? Ellery, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. The planning process for an event of any magnitude, whether it's a cocktail party at your home, a dinner, a special event of some time, you are well aware of what is involved in the preparation for something of that nature. An event such as what we're having today, as simple as it may appear, this just doesn't happen out of thin air. A lot of work went into the preparation for our luncheon today, and I do want to take a moment to honor a couple of people, or recognize a couple of people for their work. I will tell you, in this day and age, we do have a measurement of just what activity is involved, and by that I'm referring to email, but of course there are other types too. When we first started the planning for this luncheon, I set up a particular file in my computer, and I checked last night, and as of yesterday, last evening, there were 273 emails.
Unopened.
Actually, I see Kathy shaking her head. She's probably saying to herself, "Yeah, no wonder they don't learn Spanish. They're sitting around sending emails."
Anyone said, don't include Kathy's email.
But fortunately, we have been blessed with some very talented individuals in our class. Actually, there are 21 of them, 22 of them. But some individuals with special talents in working on events such as this. And I'd like to begin in recognition of these individuals, first with Cecilia and Ursula. Cecilia and Ursula were responsible for locating and finding and making the arrangements with the restaurant. We, as a committee, as a planning committee, had some very exacting specifications and requirements that had to be met. And Ursula and Cecilia went to work on that and found Havana Harry's, and we're very pleased that we could be here today. They did an outstanding job on this. It did take a lot of work. I do want to specifically mention Ursula. She did a lot of the legwork, and in particular, negotiated the contract with Havana Harry's. Now, she's one tough negotiator. Okay? If you're going to buy a car from Ursula, you may want to watch your wallet and check the fine print, all right? But she did a beautiful job, and in fact, wound up saving us some money. I know some of you might question that, but we did save some money. Cecilia also, of course, was a very important part of this team, but in addition to her duties responsible for finding the hotel, it was Cecilia who made the arrangements for the beautiful cake that you either saw when you came in, or you will see when we later cut the cake. Actually, Cecilia even had to dedicate herself. You'll notice that she had to leave class early today, and that was a part, again, of her duties and responsibilities, and we thank her for that. So let me ask Ursula and Cecilia to please stand up, and let's give them a big round of applause.
While I'm standing, I'm going to interrupt Paulo, because this event
event wouldn't have taken place if it weren't for Pablo. He came up with the grand idea, and he suggested it to everyone, and he followed through with coordinating with 250 emails.
73.
And let's thank Pablo for recommending someplace other than La Carne.
Yes. So really, if it weren't for Pablo, this event would take place. So he really deserves the biggest round of applause.
I do have a skill set in delegating, all right?
I noticed. Yes, absolutely.
That makes it. Now, Ursula, when I asked her, she and Cecilia to stand up, Ursula, of course, was talking. She did not hear that, okay? But she's up, yes. I think she missed the applause. Ursula, you received one of the greatest rounds of applause. Okay, we're
She did all the eating.
I think it was 27 at last count.
She went on base. She went on Kathy takes base.
Let me, on this same subject of defining the restaurant, let me also mention that Anushka, where's Anushka? Anushka and Sandy, con I Latina, were also instrumental in helping Cecilia and Anushka, and had some good ideas too. So let's give them a round. All right, next I would like to mention our Secretary of the Treasury, our Chief Treasurer, Nanita, who was in charge of collecting funds, banking them, keeping track of them, organizing them, and she has her little piece of tissue paper, which she did all this work on, that she can show you. And she was also responsible for the disbursement of funds, which is equally as important as catching, receiving the funds as well. So, what? Yes. All right, just to give you, just to let you know, I mean, this is obviously not a threat to J.P. Morgan Chase, but you can see, talk about work on the back of an envelope, all right? This one takes the cake in that respect.
Thank you.
Nanita also, you see that we double-handed a lot of people in this particular process. Nanita was also responsible for purchasing the token of appreciation that we will share with Kathy later in the afternoon, though. So
And
again,
it's just a token.
she was involved with some legwork too. So I'd like to ask Nanita please to stand up and join me please with a big round of applause.
Can I give the gifts now?
No.
Okay.
No, let's
So I'm not gonna say anything
relax,
yet.
relax. Well, here's our next one. Okay, we saved you 2 seats down here, okay? Okay, and last but not least, yes, okay, we're full of cliches this afternoon. Last but not least, we need to recognize Karen Amelia
Oh, yeah.
for her contribution, which I believe everyone in the room, except for Kathy, hopefully not Kathy, unless someone has spilled the beans, all right? Everyone in the room knows what Karen Amelia was responsible for, and we will see the full details and glory of that as events unfold before our very eyes this afternoon.
It's a little scary, isn't it?
So, Karen Amelia, if you would please stand up and let's give...
Here today.
Okay.
And then leaving.
And I believe that's it for our introductory remarks. So, buen provecho, and we'll be back after the meal for the second segment.